I am to welcome all of you today in this function to release the book entitled 2.0 Envisioning Gen Next Teacher. I thank you for consenting to our request and making time to attend this ceremony. We shall begin with an invocation by Dr. Sister Gracie Vatakara.
God of the universe, we invoke your all-pervading presence on this special occasion. You are the embodiment of all powers and wisdom. As we gather as one family, may we all experience your divine presence amidst us, in us and around us. Lead us all from unreal to real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Thus, forgoing our differences, may we all seek the way of wisdom, peace, unity, and harmony. May this book become a source of knowledge and enlightenment and help everyone to read the path of service and care. We make this prayer in your precious name. Amen.
So thank you, Sister Gracie, for that beautiful prayer. We shall now invite Father Dr. Edwin George, SDB, a Salesian priest who is also an author in this book, and he has authored quite a few books and written many articles in the national international journals. Father Edwin George is currently a rector of Don Bosco College in Dharmaburi. May I now invite him to propose a welcome speech. Father Edwin George.
Good afternoon to everyone. Good day to all online viewers and participants. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome every one of you present with us at this moment for the launch of the new book, Teacher 2.0, Envisioning a Gen Next Teacher. In a particular way, we have mentioned a few names and welcome them as all of you can be aware of their presence. And so right from the beginning, I would like to welcome most cordially with the warm wishes the chief guest of this function, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, who is the Director of Academics in CBSE from Delhi. So your presence is a great motivation and wonderful chance to launch this worldwide. We thank you and welcome you, sir. And we have to mention a few special personalities who have been very much instrumental, helping so much for this project itself. Right in the beginning, I would like to welcome Reverend Brother Dr. George P.J., the convener of Montfort Brothers Education Commission and the provincial of Bangalore Province. Dear brother, you have been a wonderful motivator, a collaborator, and constant provider for this project. We are happy that you are present. So welcome, dear brother. We are indeed glad to make known to all of you that Father Johnson Chaco, who is General Editor of St. Paul's Publications and Better Yourself Books, based in Mumbai, he has been a wonderful inspiration, great worker to make this a reality. Along with Brother Paul Raj, he has seen to the event of the day, the fruition of our hard work as a wonderful book. Father Johnson, we welcome you wholeheartedly for this function. Next, I would like to welcome the National Chairman of Montfort Brothers for based in the North India, the James Eka, who is also has been a great collaborator and instrument for this book in a very special way. And so we are happy and that you are here, Brother James. Welcome you in a special way. We also have another person will be felicitating in this function is Reverend Sister Teresa Nazareth, the provincial of Nirmala Sisters based in Hyderabad. Sister, we are glad that you're able to make your time for us and be with us and also available for felicitations. We welcome you wholeheartedly, Sister. This event is happening in Bangalore in Wisdom Montfort International School. And the person who is so warm, cordial, and accommodating and arrange everything meticulously is the superior of this and principal, Brother Anthony Balan. Brother, we are happy that you are here and thank you for everything. Welcome, dear brother. I have to, in a very special way, and not only to pay my great respect as well as great adulation for one person who has been the coordinator for all of us, the authors, the publishers, the sponsors, and making sure that every hurdle is overcome step by step and quite in a very cordial ambient and influence. And that is none other than the editor of this book, Reverend Brother Paul Raj. And I need not introduce him. He is known internationally very well. He has been the Assistant General of the Congregation of Montfort Brothers. He has been Superior of a province. He has been Novice Master. Above all, he is a thinker. And therefore, today, he is our editor and right now coordinated everything, even of this particular book launch function as well. And so, in the name of all of you present here, online and otherwise, I am very happy to welcome the Paul Raj amidst us. It's said that one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the whole world. Do you know who said that? An young person, Malala Yousafzai. She said that, and I feel the launch of a book like this on teachers contains all these elements together. And that is why I am very happy to welcome all the authors of this book. Though all are not present here, just 4 of us are here, from my left to right, and the others are online. And I am sure that you are watching this and able to see that this is a great contribution, not only just for teachers, but for education and as well as for the thinking world. So I'm very glad to welcome all the authors who have written in this book, and we are pleased to have you today, this evening. Welcome to all of you. And finally, what a teacher writes on the blackboard of life can never be erased from life itself. I think today, the words written, the concepts exposed, and the text that will come into discussion can never be erased, because these are becoming very meaningful and relevant for all of us anytime, anywhere. And today, at this moment, if we are going to launch a book, even online, which means we value book, Why? We are writing a book on teachers, and therefore we still have a great reverence for every teacher in every part of the world. In this pandemic, there's been such a great distress among the teaching community. But today we want to assure with this welcoming all the teachers all over the world that you matter to every child, that you matter to the educational field, you matter for thinking world. And so, on behalf of all the authors and the publishers, we welcome and felicitate all the teachers as well. Thank you, and God bless you all.
So thank you, Father Edwin George, for your very pleasant and then beautiful words of welcome. So before we go into the official book launch program, I would like to say a few words about the book itself, just for the sake of the listeners. This book took almost 30 months, 30, to complete. The COVID-19 pandemic further delayed this work. Originally, we identified about 25 authors, and slowly we narrowed down and shortlisted to about 13 of all whom are very specialized in different fields. And I must say, this is a collective work of about 13 authors. And I must take this opportunity to thank Reverend Brother John Calarical, SG, the Superior General of Montfort Brothers, Rome, who has penned the foreword, a beautiful foreword for this book. We have one Mr. Singaraj, who was a full-time teacher over 33 years in a prestigious school in Tamil Nadu. So he is the opening batsman in this book. The first chapter is by him. Then we have Dr. Father Edwin George, who is specialized, is a doctorate in philosophy, who has lectured in many countries, who has written a lot, and he has authored a chapter. We have to my left Dr. Brother George PJ, specialized in psychology from Philippines, who has written a very beautiful chapter. Then we have Brother George Fernandez, who was a missionary for over 20 years in France and in Africa, who has written about his teaching experience overseas. Then we have Brother N.A. James, who has been a principal of prestigious schools and colleges in India, and currently he is in Africa, working in a very important school, and therefore he has been sharing his experience of teaching in different cultural and different religious settings. Then we have Dr. Sister Gracie Vadakara, who is to my right, who has her PhD from Rome, specialized in dialogue and ecumenism. So she has authored a very beautiful article, how the person of a teacher has to function in a inter-religious context or pluralistic context of India. Then we have Dr. Alex, who is currently the Vice Principal of St. Joseph's College in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, who is a specialist and trainer in soft skills. He has written how a soft skill is very important for a teacher in managing his or her classroom. We have Brother Jayaraj, SSJ, a Sacred Heart brother, formerly the Superior General of the Sacred Heart Brothers, who has been a teacher and headmaster all his life. Then we have Dr. Yuju Francis, who is a PhD holder in psychology from Sampurna Montfort College, Bangalore, who has authored a very beautiful article on a teacher-student relationship and the emotional development. We have Mr. Zera from Singapore, who is a very beautiful article on current developments and the current situation where a teacher has to look forward to. Then we have Dr. Brother Anthony Reddy, who is currently a principal in a school in Maharashtra, but earlier he has been a principal of many schools, especially Little Flower School in Hyderabad, which was ranked as #1 school in India. Then we have Brother Xavier, who is a patrician brother, a psychologist, who has authored another article, another chapter on the need of psychological and emotional development for a teacher. So thus you find this combination of teachers, this combination psychologists, this combination education have come together, and why not I call it as a very deadly combination. So I must sincerely thank them for their contribution. And we have a very beautiful collaboration with St. Paul's publication, Father Johnson Chaco, who is a general editor of St. Paul's publication and Better Yourself books in Mumbai. I had a very pleasant experience of working with him, dialoguing with him in trying to bring out this book in a very professional manner. And I must thank him at this moment for his help, for his support, encouragement, and more so for his presence with us this afternoon. So having said that, we shall now come to the most important part of our program this afternoon. We have Dr. Joseph Emmanuel with us. In fact, we could get to him through the kindness and good favor of Dr. Brother Thomas Thanikal, SG, who is currently the General Executive Secretary of All India Catholic Schools, Delhi, INAX. While thanking Brother Thomas for this collaboration in trying to speak to Dr. Joseph Emmanuel to be the chief guest for this function today, may I now invite Brother Thomas Thanikal, the National General Secretary of INAX, to introduce Dr. Joseph Emmanuel and welcome him to release the book. Brother Thomas.
A very good afternoon to all those who are present for this book releasing function. Here I am privileged to introduce Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, the chief guest of the day. Dr. Joseph Emmanuel is currently the Director of Academics in the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE. He is also the National Project Manager for the program for International Students Assessment conducted by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Paris. Prior to this, he has served CBSE in various capacities, such as Secretary, CBSE, Regional Director, and Officer of Special Duty for Medical Entrance Examination, etc. Dr. Emmanuel has initiated the projects for integrating technology for the efficient functioning of the board, including examination, affiliation, etc. He was also instrumental in setting up CBSE Centers for Excellence at the different parts of the country for capacity building of principals, teachers, and students. As an officer on special duty, he has successfully introduced the national level single entrance examination NEET for MBBS and BDS exam admissions for the first time in the country. Under his guidance, CBSE has brought out more than 50 manuals and handbooks for the support of students, teachers, and principals the last 3 years. Currently, Dr. Emmanuel is playing a key role in the implementing NEP 2020 tasks in the CBSE system. Competency-based education and assessment, SQAA, SAFL, etc. are some of the recent projects of CBSE in which he is actively involved. Academically, he is a postgraduate in commerce and possesses a doctorate degree in financial management. Born in a tiny village, Punyar, the Kottayam district of Gosan country, Kerala. He has reached the capital of the country. He has completed his entire education from there with more than 25 years of experience in the field of in the education sector. He is passionately moving ahead with the vision of empowering India through quality education. As he comes as he comes from a tiny place, he also is maintaining a tiny family of 2 kids. He is a very pious practicing Catholic and available to help anyone in need, particularly in the field of education. However busy he is, he has never said no to any program that we wanted to organize at a national level. Good quality education is his passion. We are privileged to have such an eminent personality in the field of education to be with us for this event or book release. Now, I call upon Dr. Joseph Emmanuel to perform the most important event of releasing the book and share his thoughts. Over to Dr. Emmanuel.
Give Odich. Give to Odich.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Dr. Brother P.J. George, Provincial Superior, Father Johnson Chaco, Brother James Ekka, Dr. Thomas Tanikel, Brother Paul Raj, Dr. Father Edwin George, Sister Gracie, Sister Teresa, and all the Reverend Fathers, Reverend Sisters, Reverend Brothers, principals, teachers, and all those who have joined us on this virtual platform on the book release function. I'm greatly honored by this invitation when Brother Thomas invited me to release this book. I thought myself whether am I the best person to release the book. Then with his persuasion, I have agreed to release the book. And I requested him to share with me the glimpse of the book as I have not read the book. He has very kindly agreed to share the book and very meticulously planned and sent me a copy through courier, which I have received yesterday. And I feel happy to know that the content of the book, as Brother Paul Raj has given in his brief, it is empowering the teachers, it is making them competent to meet the challenges of today's world, and it also aiming to bring empathy, sympathy, all human values, and whatever that is required for a teacher to be successful in the 21st century. Very glad to see this beautiful work of Brother Paul Raj and all the authors. It's a great asset for the teachers of today. Today, the education sector is facing a number of challenges. We are at Education 4.0. The first educational revolution had happened along with Industrial Revolution. Then with the coming of invention of the printing of books and press, The second revolution has happened. Along with information technology, the third revolution has happened. Now with artificial intelligence and all sort of technological advancement, we are moving one step ahead, and we are moving towards a world where ordinary person cannot imagine what is going to happen tomorrow. So such a fast pace changes are happening. In fact, there is only one aspect that is permanent on it, that is change, constant change. So to equip our teachers to meet the challenges of change, the teachers and school leaders, not only teachers, the educational leaders, they need to be adaptable to the situation. Resilience is another quality, vision and a mission. All those qualities are required for the educational leaders as well as for the teachers. So in today's world, the traditional education has no relevance. In olden days, we used to teach children with the content. Now, content-based teaching has only very limited scope or limited relevance. Now, from content to skill sets and competency. If Brother Paul Raj has edited this book, it's because of the skill. It's not only because of his knowledge. Knowledge supplemented by skill set and aptitude and ability. That decides the success of a person. So very fast moving, in this very fast moving world, the necessary skill set, aptitude, abilities, that needs to be built in the children to make them successful. All the Catholic institutions across the country are very, very prominent institutions, very reputed institutions in the locality. They are doing yeoman service. But time is changing. When I joined CBSE 20 years back, or when I entered into education as an officer in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the most renowned schools in the country were managed by Catholic fathers and brothers. But now time has changed. If you take the case of Delhi or Bombay or even Bangalore, the most sought after schools are not run by Catholic management. So the time is changing, and more players are coming to the education sector with more and more innovation. So time has come to reposition all the existing institutions to matching with the requirements of the 21st century. The children needs to be equipped with 21st century skills, and at the same time, the school leadership also needs to possess those skills. If you do not possess those essential skill set, it may not be possible for the school leaders to pass it on to the subordinates as well as the students coming for education in those institutions. So to equip every school leader with the 21st century skills and develop a vision for meeting the challenges as well as to maintain ethics and values of the society is a Herculean task and challenge bestowed on the educational leaders, that is particularly with the Catholic institutions across the country. We have more than 56,000 institutions across India, and it is second to the institutions run by the government of India. No other agency is running this many quality institutions in the country. So the impact of these institutions, you can just visualize. So with this huge impact, with this huge presence in the society, you can really play a very active role in transforming India as a developed nation. So there are a number of problems in the society, a number of problems in the system. In one go, nobody will be able to solve these problems, but step by step, gradually, one after another, all these issues can be addressed. For that, you need to prepare your children with those skill set and aptitude and ability to address, to find out those challenges and find solution to those challenges. So with a collective movement, with collective leadership, sharing of ideas, exchanging of ideas, the social problems can be addressed and we can make a better world for the new generation. So every part of the world is having some problem or the other. Nobody is free from problem. Western world has moved ahead with materialistic gains, but there is no family values, there is no integration of the family. All those challenges are there with them. In India, poverty is a major challenge. But at the same time, there are so much potential with the Indian society. There is huge competition because population is too large and opportunities are less. But with the available resources, equitable distribution of resources, how to spend the available resource in the most fruitful way, all will decide the quality of life to be led by an individual. So knowledge, understanding, application of the knowledge in the real life scenario, critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, communication, digital literacy. In today's world, it's very important to have digital literacy. One has to be digitally literate. Financial literacy. All those skill sets and values are required. And this need not be taught as a separate subject in the schools. All these should happen as an integrated approach, multidisciplinary approach, and it should happen while teaching the normal syllabus in the classrooms. So equipping our new generation with the skill set required for the modern time is very important. And in that direction, this book is very, very relevant. All those issues are addressed. It should not be confined as a book. In fact, my suggestion is Montfort Brothers and Gabriel Brothers can come up as a training module. Based on this textbook, a training module can be developed and it can be shared with all the educational institutions in the country, whether it is state government run school, central government run school. A training module which is acceptable to everyone so that it will reach. It will not end as a book, in the almaras or in the cupboards of somebody. It has to reach. So then only that effectiveness will come. So it's a very powerful book. All the modern thinking, modern thoughts, all are there. Very, very capable practicing teachers have written this book. These are all plus points. So finally, it should reach the mass level teachers across the country, the school leaders across the country. Then only it will give 100% benefit. So the new national education policy is very much on the air. Let me mention from Radhakrishnan Commission, Kothari Commission, till the last education policy of Kasturi Rangan. So every national education policy is talking about overall development, holistic development of individual. So in fact, the Catholic mission also aiming for that, holistic development. Not only through holistic development of an individual, enlightenment will happen. So enlightening an individual by giving adequate knowledge, awareness, coupled with skilling them to practice those knowledge in the real life scenario. That should be the aim of every educational institution in the 21st century. Individual capability will vary from person to person. But according to the need, according to the pace of the person, education should be provided, and it should be beneficial for him to lead a decent life in future, and it should also be beneficial to the society. If a person is well educated, his family will be benefited. If the family is benefited, society will also get that benefit. If the society get benefit, the country will benefit, and from that country, it will also spread across the world. So quality education is the fundamental right of every citizen, and along with the education for all, it's very important to give quality education. So that quality education is the aim of the country, the aim of every educational institution in the country. And to achieving that, everyone should come together for that, skilling the teachers, equipping the teachers with good ideas, good thoughts, and developing good aptitude, skill set, and talent in the teacher. All are very important. And I appreciate Brother Paul Raj and the entire team worked for this book, to come up with this book. When I interact with Brother Tanikel, I always tell him, bring all the Catholic institutions under the umbrella of INAX. If there are 56,000 schools, why not all the 56,000 schools are part of INAX? So that collective wisdom, the collective strength, collective sharing of ideas, sharing of best practices, sharing of problems, and finding solution to the problem, all will ultimately help the institutions to solve the problems of the country and the society. So very, very important role these institutions have, and they have to play in the development of the nation and the development of the society. And every institution is very influential in the society. That influence should benefit the society, benefit the community, and benefit the nation. So, little bit of coming out from the shells for the institutional leaders are also required. Once the school leaders, all the school leaders, they expand little bit and reach out to the neighborhood, or reach out to the corridors of power, or reach out to the local influential bureaucratic leadership, you can make a lot of difference in the society. So every institution should utilize their full potential to bring a change in the society. And for that great ambition, empowerment of teachers and empowerment of institutions, and for that great mission, this book will definitely help. And I hope St. Gabriel Brothers will take the lead and provide a teaching resource module to the teachers for empowering the teachers by taking the ideas from this book. And through that empowerment, a critical role they can play in the days to come. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations to all the authors, and particularly to Brother Paul Raj for coming out with this book and his great effort. And thank you, Brother Thomas Tanikel, as well as all brothers and our and father sisters present here for inviting me for this function and allowing me to release the book. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, for your words of encouragement and the beautiful words about the book, and for highlighting the challenges of the teachers and the Christian education today, and also concluding with offering certain way forward for the school leaders. So very nice having you, sir, this afternoon, and thank you for your beautiful words and also prophetic words. May I request you, sir, and Brother Thomas, and all the people on the dais here, just show the book on the screen, including the authors, wherever you are. May I request the others, please give a good hand, a good clap. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you also, Brother Thomas, for contacting Dr. Joseph Emmanuel and then making arrangements to visit his house and then be present and participate in this event. We shall now come to the last part of our program today, words of felicitations, very short ones. We have to begin with Dr. Brother George PJ, the provincial of the Montfort Brothers of Bengaluru province, and he is also the convener of the Montfortan Education National Commission in India, and who was largely responsible for inspiring this project and financing this project. May I now request Brother George to offer his words of felicitations.
Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, Director Academics CBSE, Brother James Hekka, National Chairman Montfort Brothers, Father Johnson Chaco, General Editor St. Paul's Publications, Brother Thomas Tynical, General Secretary INAX, Sister Teresa Nazareth, Provincial Superior, Nirmala Sisters, Brother Paul Raj, the Chief Editor of Teacher 2.0, fellow authors, and all the participants of this virtual book launch from various parts of the world. Greetings from Bengaluru. At the outset, I express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, the Chief Guest, for his enlightening message. Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, your proposal to the Montfort Brothers to come up with a training module to upgrade the skills of the teachers will be taken up for follow-up action. Well, my duty is to felicitate all those involved in publishing Teacher 2.0, which is a very valuable resource material for the teachers. So let me begin first with Brother Paul Raj, the brain behind this book. Brother Paul Raj is the author of 9 other books such as Culture Over Christ, Heart of Living, Matters of the Heart, Brotherhood, Celebrating Brotherhood, Rejoice Evermore, etc. He has also published numerous articles and presented several papers at various national and international conferences. This is the first edited book the Paul Raj has published. He took the initiative more than 2 years ago and asked the authors of the book chapters to contribute a chapter each for the book. He had asked them to share their experiences as teachers, which could be compiled into a book. Later, in April 2020, he created a WhatsApp group of the authors, and ideas and suggestions were discussed regularly. After putting together the titles of the 13 chapters contributed by 13 different authors, he initiated discussion in the group and finalized the title of the book itself. In addition to getting 12 chapters written by various authors and writing the 13th chapter and general conclusions by himself, he had spent a considerable amount of time in reading each of the chapters and editing them before he got St. Paul's Publications to accept the documents for publication. So basically, if we have launched Teacher 2.0 today, the main credit goes to Brother Paul Raj, and so I congratulate him for his milestone achievement. Hearty congratulations, Brother Paul Raj, for the great work done. I congratulate Brother John Calderickel, Superior General, Montfort Brothers of St. Gabriel, for his holistic foreword to the book, which will surely create interest among the teachers to read Teacher 2.0. Next, I congratulate the 12 authors who have shared their vast experiences as teachers and principals through 12 different chapters of the book. It is stated that foolish people learn nothing from their experiences. Wise people learn from their experiences, from the experiences of others. And the people who make rapid progress in life learn both from their own experiences and the experiences of others. By reading the knowledge and experiences shared by these authors, in addition to learning from their own experiences, teachers could evolve to be more effective and transformative in their profession, which is the sole purpose of writing this book. Hence, I congratulate my fellow authors, Professor Arogyasamy Sangaraj, Father Edwin George SDB, Brother George Fernandez SG, Sister Gracie Vatakara EF, Brother N.A. James SG from Tanzania, Dr. Alex Kulandesamy, Brother Yeshuraj SHJ, Brother Yuju Francis SG, Mr. Zara Go from Singapore, Brother Anthony Reddy SG, and Brother George Xavier FSP for who share equal credits for the publication of this book through their valuable contribution of book chapters. Let me also congratulate Father Johnson Chaco, SSP, the General Editor of St. Paul's Publications, for doing an excellent job in further editing and documenting and giving a professional look to Teacher 2.0. He has also printed the book at a very reasonable rate. So my hearty congratulations, Father Johnson, for the great work done. I also congratulate Manoj Paul for his elegant cover design. Well, most of us read the book reviews first before we decide whether to read a book or not. Good reviews are essential for the promotion of any book. I'm very happy that Teacher 2.0 has received excellent book reviews from many eminent personalities. So let me also congratulate all of them, namely Father Maria Charles, SDB, Secretary, Communication for Education and Culture, CBCI, Father Sunny Joseph SJ, Assistant Secretary of Jesuits Global Network of Schools, Rome, Reverend Sister Francisca Sarcia, Mother General of the Sisters of St. Anne of Providence, Rome, and Professor E. Ram Ganesh, Director, IECD, Bharatdasan University, for their encouraging book reviews, which will go a long way to market Teacher 2.0. Finally, I wish Brother Paul Raj and his fellow authors all the very best for their future endeavors as well. Do your best and leave the rest to God. May God bless us all.
Beautiful words of appreciation and encouragement. I'm sure your words of encouragement will further motivate not only us, but also the next felicitator, Father Johnson Chaco, SSP, the General Editor of St. Paul's Publication. I personally found it very pleasant to work with him. Though we have not met so far, we have been doing it online and through WhatsApp and then telephone calls. So thank you, Father Johnson. May I request you to say a few words of felicitation for Mumbai? Father Johnson Chaco, General Editor, St. Paul's Publication. Father Johnson, did you hear me? You may have to unmute yourself. Emmanuel has not.
He has unmuted himself. Father Johnson.
Maybe we shall come back to Father Johnson after Brother James Seka. So Brother James Seka, the national chairman, may I request you to offer a few words of felicitations.
Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, the Director Academics, CBSE, New Delhi. Brother Paul Raj, the Chief Editor, Teacher 2.0. Brother George PJ, the Provincial and the Convener of Education Commission. Dear brothers, sisters and fathers, a good evening to one and all present. Today we are gathered here to launch the book Teacher 2.0. I feel honored to be part of this momentous event. Brother Paul Raj SG, the editor of the book, is himself a great educationist. He has shared his thoughts and ideas at many platforms with thousands of teachers and students of schools in India and abroad concerning the effective imparting of knowledge. He felt that teachers, future teachers, administrators, and heads of schools need to be well equipped with modern technology of digital system of education so as to be effective teachers. Hence, this move to invite some selected authors to put in writing, which are carefully edited and compiled by Brother Paul Raj. At very outset, I wish to congratulate and thank Brother Paul Raj. At the same breath, hearty congratulations and big thanks to all the authors of this book for sharing your experiential knowledge, which is indeed very inspiring to see the variety of pedagogical methods and practices enlisted in the book. In a very special note, I wish to thank Brother George PJ, the Provincial of the Bangalore province and the convener of the National Education Commission, for his wholehearted support and encouragement in bringing this book to this stage. The editor of the book says that many teachers, after years of teaching, find themselves approaching rapidly the broad road to burnout. For them, the Teacher 2.0 is a solution, a very positive one with great ideas yet simple, inspiring stories and more intended to help and heal. It has a lot more life examples to illustrate the principles of being a happy teacher. Basically, the methodology is simple, straightforward, and steady. That is what he says. This book also is a good way to help young teachers, new teachers, to become a best mentor to teach or teachers to befriend. It can help new teachers to plan to set up their classroom using the principles outlined in the book so that they can start off on the right foot. The Teacher 2.0 is very clear about to whom it is talking. The teachers, future teachers, administrators, heads of schools, and homeschool educators. The book gives practical suggestions, uses stories to get the reader thinking and just get them excited about teaching. This book, Teacher 2.0, is an excellent resource for teachers to understand their vocation and teaching as teachers. The philosophy and pedagogy of teaching, learning, are well articulated in this book, making it a precious resource for the teaching fraternity. I am confident to say that this book makes a comprehensive coverage, and every reader will find it very useful, relevant, and handy. Hence, a goal of the authors of this book is to provide guidelines to help the teachers and trainers spend less time in searching for resources so that they can spend more time in reading. That is why 13 important themes are compiled and made available for easy reading to all of us. I wish all the best. Once again, I congratulate and thank all the authors of this book. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother James, for your generous words of appreciation. And thank you for joining us from Bhopal today. And your presence is very much appreciated. Thanks a lot. May I know, is Father Johnson back online from Mumbai?
Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, Father, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Respected dignitaries, dear Dr. Brother Paul Raj, editor and authors of Teacher 2.0, Envisioning a Next Gen Teacher, and everyone who is watching online, good afternoon. Listening to some of you and looking at all of you, I understand that I am the only student among you. All of you are, well suited and courted, and so all appear to be great teachers. And I am honored to be present among you and speaking a few words. Thank you for this great opportunity that Brother Paul Raj has given to me. Time was when we understood education as a narration that led the students to memorize mechanically the narrated content. Worse yet, it turned them into containers or receptacles to be filled by a teacher. Thus, education became an act of depositing, in which the students were the depositories and the teacher the depositor. Instead of communicating, the teacher issued statements and made the deposits which the students patiently received, memorized, and repeated. This is the banking concept of education, in which the scope of action allowed to the students extends only so far as receiving, filling, and storing the deposits. But the students suffered from the lack of a sense of creativity, transformation, and knowledge. In the banking concept of education, knowledge is a full gift bestowed by those who consider themselves knowledgeable upon those whom they consider to know nothing. The teacher presents himself or herself to his or her students as his or her necessary opposite by considering their ignorance absolute. He or she justifies his or her own existence. The capability of banking education minimized or annulled the student's original mindset and creative power. We all grew up with a kind of education that led us to believe that the teacher teaches and the students are taught. The teacher knows everything and the students know nothing. The teacher talks and the students listen. The teacher chooses and enforces his or her choice, and the students comply. The teacher chooses the content, and the students adapt to it, and so on. It is against this background that Teacher 2.0 becomes a trendsetter and a forward-looking teaching tool that shows a path and method never trodden before. It is a reservoir of information, knowledge, and wisdom, challenging both teachers and students to rethink on their understanding of education and learning. The 13 eminent persons and great teachers, the contributors to this edition, who are ready and willing to learn new methods in education and prepared to bring about a difference in the way we look at teaching, share their commitment to envision Gen Next teachers who will understand their students and learn together with them. I congratulate Brother Dr. Polraj, SG, and his team for coming up with a novel concept and providing a much needed and effective tool to teach better. May this new literary effort reduce the gaps between teachers, students, and parents so that together they will realize a better and more committed generation of students who will make our nation proud. On behalf of Better Universal Books, Mumbai, I thank Brother Polraj for this great work. May Teacher 2.0 be a tool that helps every teacher to be effective and a catalyst of change and growth in society. God bless all who read and use this volume. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Father Johnson, for your inspiring message. I know you took time to come from another meeting to join us this evening. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for your collaboration with us in bringing out this book very professionally and beautifully. We intend to collaborate more in the coming years. So thank you, Father Johnson. May I now move on to the last felicitator for this evening, Sister Teresa Nazareth, MSI, Nirmala Sisters, the provincial, is joining us from Hyderabad to say a few words of felicitation. Sister Teresa Nazareth, please.
I'm not getting my shisha.
Yes, Sister Teresa, we are hearing your sound. Yes.
Yeah, something gone down. 1 minute for her.
Yeah, no problem. We are able to hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Eh, First of all, I convey my greetings and good evening to each and every one of you from Hyderabad. And I thank Brother Paul Raj for granting me this opportunity to express my views on this book, Teacher 2.0. I congratulate you, brother, for taking initiative to pool the resources from the well-qualified, efficient, and experienced team of teachers to join in this venture to edit this book. Going through the contents of this book, I find that those who have contributed to this book are religious men and women who are highly qualified with vast practical experience in the field of education. I congratulate all the authors for your valuable contribution to make this book a reality. Keeping aside your responsibilities, you were able to share your knowledge so that future generation of teachers may draw benefit from it. I feel this book is going to be a great asset to empower the teachers at present and to the future teachers, heads of the institutes, and all those who are engaged in educational ministry. As the new education policy 2020 of India demands flexibility in the role of teachers, it will also enable the students to adapt themselves to the new system. Therefore, I recommend that in all our schools, we may make use of this book to learn the wisdom containing in it and impart the knowledge to the new generation of students in our institutes to make our education ministry effective and fruitful. Once again, congratulations to all the authors who had involved in this work of Teacher 2.0. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Teresa Nazareth, for your valuable message and an encouragement. Thank you for taking time off your canonical visitation and to come online and then say a few words of encouragement to us. Thank you, Sister. We shall now come to the last item of this book launch program. A few words of thanks and some final words. I must, as editor of this book, say a special word of thanks to Dr. Joseph Emmanuel for your availability, for your words of wisdom, and for sparing time, along with Brother Thomas Thanikal, who contacted you to be with us this afternoon, and for releasing the book and for honoring the teachers in India, especially the teachers and the leaders of Catholic and Christian educations in India. A special words of thanks to Brother John Calarical, the Superior General of Montfort Brothers Rome, for showing enormous interest in the publication of this book. Even this afternoon, he sent a words of congratulation message from Rome, wishing this function all the best. So thanks to Brother John Calarical for your constant encouragement. Brother PJ George, the provincial who has been largely the financier of this project, for his support and his encouragement. Brother James Sheka, the national chairman, who coordinates the various Montfort Brothers provinces in India. I am sure he will recommend this book and then make a lot of promotion of this book to be available for the teachers in India. Special thanks to all the authors, the 12 of them. There are few here along with me, and those of you online, for your constant hard work, support, enthusiasm, and perseverance in taking this project to a logical conclusion. A special thanks to Father Johnson Chaco. I must confess, a very pleasant experience to work with him, collaborate with him. Thank you, Father Johnson. I hope in the future we can continue our fraternal collaboration in more such publications. And thanks to the members of this Montfort Wisdom International School community. The principal, Brother Anthony Joseph Balan, is here. His set of brothers in the community and his set of staff here who made a very beautiful arrangement for this online conference, which went off very smoothly and very beautifully. I am sure all of you will vouchsafe for that. I special thanks to all of them. And I must not forget all the participants, overseas participants. I see participants from Singapore, from Philippines, from Tanzania, from Rome, Italy, and from France. So if I have left out any others from any other country, please pardon me. A special words of thanks to all of you for taking time to join us in this online book launch program. Finally, special words of thanks to all our friends and well-wishers, the sisters, brothers, fathers, the other teachers from various schools, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to all of you for taking time this afternoon to participate in this book launch function and to encourage us and promote this book. Lastly, this book would be available in all the St. Paul's bookshops in major cities in India of the St. Paul Fathers and Pauline Sisters, and I am sure Father Johnson also will make it available in Amazon. If you are not able to get through any of this, you are most welcome to contact me personally or Brother PJ George. We will be able to help you and see that the book reaches you on time. So once again, thanks to all of you. Thank you for your presence. Let us continue to collaborate in this project of empowering and equipping our teachers in India and thus envisioning the Gen Next teacher and the Gen Next students in our country and in our countries. Thank you once again and God bless. Good evening to all of you. Thank you and bye-bye.